Welcome to the Art of Dress. Today I'm happy to share with you the personal color wheel for Grape Earth coloring. So thank you very much for coming and subscribing. I'd like to remind you of Chirahu Okunugi, and she is a beautiful Japanese model who is elaborate romantic style, harmonic artistry, and grape earth coloring. So she is going to show us her colors. Now, in order to understand every color wheel, we always start with the same personal color wheel. We always start with the same big color wheel, and that is also called the prime color wheel, or you can call it the element color wheel, because each one of these colors is a prime color for humanity, for someone. And every person can find their coloring on this wheel. But then in addition to that, the colors group themselves according to their element of color. So in looking at Grape Earth colors, we're looking for colors that are muted, intense, and to start with, cool. Now, one thing about the way this color portfolio works is that if you wear a color, you also wear the complementary color. So that takes you out of cool colors into warm colors right off the bat. So you're going to wear colors that are intense and muted, and some will be cool and some will be warm. So the complementary relationship is very important. Now, with Grape Earth, the complementary is olive green, but that's a light muted color, and with earth colors, we're looking for intense muted. So on the next color wheel here, I put the intense version of olive green next to Grape Purple Grape. And you can see then it's a rather different color. Now, the second thing that I did here is I put the style symbols, the planetary symbols around the outside. And that is because every planet has two colors. And if you are wearing one planetary color, you also wear the other. So let me show you what that means for Grape Earth. Here you see at the top, you see grape and the earth version of olive. And then if you look for the other Mercury symbol, you find it yellow fire and with that violet blue. So Chirahu is going to wear the earth versions of those four colors: grape, violet, olive, and yellow fire. So here we go. Here is grape. And one thing you'll notice right off the bat is that the intense and cool colors bring out the total creaminess of her beautiful complexion. And that you can see that very perfectly here. And then when you move to her version of olive green, you see that now the warm colors are bringing out the delicacy, that translucence, and just beautiful tones in her skin. So her next cool color then is this violet blue. This is the earth version, intense and muted version of violet blue. Again, so creamy and gorgeous. And then here she is in her version of yellow fire. So this is the muted and intense version of yellow fire. Just beautiful, and again, so delicate. So many amazing undertones and beautiful. Now, what about alternate colors or light colors to go with these intense colors? So the light colors, or the alternate colors for grape, you're going to do the same thing as always. Go one color to the counterclockwise. And here you see that her light color is violet blue. And so she's going to wear all the versions of violet blue, as well as all the versions of the earth version of violet blue and water version of violet, and of course yellow. So here she is in the violet, and you can see once again the creaminess of her skin just jumps right out at you. It's so beautiful. And when she moves on to yellow, you will see the delicacy is foremost, and just the beautiful tones and undertones. Beautiful. So now we have our first 6 colors. We have 4 intense colors, and we have 2 light colors. So the 7th color is the style color. And in order to find that, we go back to our prime color wheel or element color wheel. And here you see the style symbols around the outside. And Elaborate Romantic is red fire again. So you can see what Chirahu looks like in beautiful orange red fire. And it's so stunning, but also such delicacy. Gorgeous. Now we are ready to come up with her personal color wheel, her 7 personal fantastic colors, which is like a personal rainbow. She has the 4 typical earth colors on top, muted and intense, and 2 are cool, 2 are warm. So you have grape and olive, and then violet blue, intense of course, and yellow fire, but her version. And then on the bottom you see her alternate colors of violet blue water version, light and clear, and also light clear yellow. And in addition, 1 more intense color, which is her style color. So these are her 7 amazing colors. What about neutrals? So in order to see the neutrals, back we go to the element color wheel, and here you see that for the earth colors, versions of navy are the normal, the most typical, or you could call it the prime neutral, and grape earth wears the lightest version of navy. And they also wear the softest version of white, which is ivory. And then the final neutral for earth is actually true black, the strongest version of black. So interesting. So let me show you this. And here is Chirahu in this beautiful navy, and it is so stunning on her and also so luminous and creamy. And here she is in her ivory once again. White is the cool color, and it brings out this total creaminess to her skin. And finally, the delicacy of her skin in true black, the most intense black. So she now has 7 personal colors, and she has 3 neutral colors or neutrals. So let's look at her completed color wheel. Here it is. So every grape earth person can wear all of these colors except the style color. That will vary by the person. And in addition to these colors, because these are the standards, you will also wear variations depending on your artistry and style. So maybe a little, this plus cooler, this plus warmer, this plus a little more intense, this plus a little less intense. So that depends on artistry and style, and that would have to be available to you and will be available to you on the website. So use of color is the last thing to talk about, and this is a little different from other colors because from other elements of color. We saw with fire colors, they use lots of colors. 5 is just a number to think about, and combinations of neutrals and contrast, a lot of contrast, little bit of contrast. And then we have air colors, which use 3, looking for 3, and the lowest possible contrast, and don't even need to use their neutrals. And then you come to the watercolors who love their neutrals and especially their white, and combine it frequently with in lots of combinations, unless they're going with like a monochromatic coloring from their style. And then the last one is earth. So let me show you an example of use of color for earth. It is medium contrast, as you see here, and it is using 1 color. It is using 2 versions of 1 color. And this is so sympathetic to her coloring and so natural, and you can see looks just amazing. So that's not the only way she can use color. She also uses color according to her style. That's a whole nother way of using color, but she can always use color in her outfits according to her coloring as well. And it is this kind of coloring using 1 color. So that was 1 for her, 2 for water, 3 for air, and 5 for fire coloring, a reverse Fibonacci sequence. Or maybe that is the order of Fibonacci. So there we have it. And thank you very much for sharing this with me today. I look forward to the next one. We'll be looking at Plum Earth. And that will be the first time I'm showing you a true classic and how colors work for true classics. So thank you for coming and subscribing. And until I see you again, please try to stay safe.